Hi, it's Heather Joy with Perfectly Curated Life. Thank you for joining me. This afternoon, I want to share with you a really quick and simple condiment recipe that will transform your cooking and really make you reevaluate the way that you looked at a kitchen basic, which is garlic. So the recipe that I'm going to share takes about 20 minutes cooking time top to bottom. You can store the garlic in a glass or non-reactive container for, I would say, a week or so in the fridge. You can make this in large quantities. Last time I made about 5 bulbs of garlic at a time, but this time I'm only going to use one. The method doesn't change regardless of how much garlic you're making. So let's go over the ingredients before we head back into the kitchen. I'm actually outside right now because it's in the 70s today, and I just am trying to, get the last little bit of this pre-spring warm weather before I have to go back in the house. So the ingredients are these. You're going to have peppercorns. Let me hold this up. So we have some whole peppercorns, your garlic, and you're going to cut the top off your garlic and leave the rest of the bulb intact. And I'm going to use some thyme and some rosemary. Now, downside of being outside is that we can hear the road traffic going by. So these are the herbs that I like. You could use any combination of fresh herbs that you like. The emphasis here really is on the garlic and it becoming caramelized by cooking in oil. The herbs will add dimension, but they're not going to have a very strong flavor profile. So what you're really going to get is a deep, woody, kind of mellowed out garlic taste. And the garlic will be so soft that you can just take a knife and spread it. So you can use this with flatbreads. You can use it in place of mayonnaise if you just want to add a little pop of zingy flavor to a sandwich. You could use it in tomato sauce or in scrambled eggs. You can use it anywhere that you'd use an onion or shallots or garlic normally, but the taste is going to be mellowed out and much deeper and richer than you would have normally with raw garlic. So let's head inside with our garlic and our herbs and our everything. One last note I want to add before we go inside is about your oil. So you can use regular vegetable oil or a very mildly flavored oil. I would not recommend a sesame oil or olive oil because those have flavors that are going to compete with the garlic, and the garlic really is the star of the show here. So this is grapeseed oil, which is light and doesn't have much of a flavor, and it also can tolerate a lot of heat. We're going to cook the garlic for 15 to 20 minutes until it starts to get a nice caramel brown color. That's when you know you should turn it off and let it cool. The one way that my preparation differs from some of the other preparations I have seen is that in a lot of them, they call for you to peel the garlic cloves before you use them. So you'd be going through, a whole bulb of garlic doing this. It's too time consuming, number one, but I guess the bigger offense to me is not the time, it's the fact that you're actually stripping away flavor when you do that. Those garlic and onion skins have a ton of flavor. So whether you're making soup stock, or tomato sauce, or in this case, the garlic confit, you want to keep those flavors in the cooking environment for as long as you can, and then discard them when you finish cooking because they really pack a lot of flavor in a punch. And so you want to retain those. So what's gonna happen is that when this garlic softens, as it's cooking, these skins are just going to slide right off. So you won't have to kind of struggle with them and take all day. You can literally just pop them out once the garlic is fully cooked. So you're going to save time and you're going to increase flavor. I'm going to pause for a moment, head inside, and we'll run through this very quickly. Get your mason jars ready, get your herbs that you may have on hand, and then, your 1, 2, 3, 4, how many ever bulbs of garlic you're going to prepare. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Let's get this garlic confit on the road. So let me start with a few little basics. I have what's called a flame tamer, and this is used to help moderate the heat because I have a gas stove here. So this makes sure that the heat is evenly dispersed and I don't get any hot spots in the pan. So I have a regular saucepan. I'm going to place that on top of the flame tamer. And then I'm just going to add in the ingredients. I'm going to start with my oil. And you want enough oil to cover the cut garlic. You want the entire garlic bulb to be submerged in water. You don't want any part sticking out. So I'm going to add in the garlic next. And again, you can use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, how many ever pieces of bulbs of garlic you have. So I'm going to add in my herbs and my peppercorns, and then these 2 little stray pieces of garlic. The other thing is when you cut off the top of the garlic, you will have some little tiny bits of garlic stuck inside of that papery pointy top. I want you to take those out and put those in here too, because you can use all of it. So now I have everything in there. I'm going to give it a little bit of a stir just to make sure everything is coated, and to also check to see that I have enough oil again to cover the garlic. So I don't right now, so I'm going to add a little bit more. And this garlic oil is really useful too in all sorts of things, because it's going to be relatively mild in flavor. And so if you just want a whisper, a hint of garlic, you can use your garlic oil. And you're going to store this in oil as well once it's finished cooking. So let me just show you this before we get down to really heating it up. That's how your mixture should look. So I will probably stick a few more bulbs of garlic in here. There's no sense in letting this process go to waste by just doing one. If you're single and you live by yourself, you might want to just do one, because I mean, how much garlic are you going to use in a week? But that's it. So I will come back and show you what the garlic should look like once it's properly done. So you want a nice caramel golden color to it before you turn it off. Check it at 15 minutes. You want to actually first bring this up, not quite to a boil, but to a nice simmer, and then keep the heat at that level for 15 minutes. Check it. It might still be quite pale. You want to keep developing that color until it's nice and caramel brown. All right, so I'm gonna say 15 minutes and then check it again at 20. It shouldn't take too much longer than that. If it does, then you probably need to adjust your heat and turn it up a little bit. Okay, so let's check back in when this is done and we'll go from there. "20 minutes have passed. The garlic is just about done here. Let me turn off the eye. You all can see this. See how nice and brown it is. I took out a few cloves just a moment ago, so they're not super hot. And you can see how that skin has just separated from the actual garlic clove, and you can pull it right out like that, all intact. So that's what you're going to do with all of the garlic cloves. Once you've done that and you've separated them, you're going to just put them in a glass container like this and just pour the oil over it. And that, friends, is your garlic confit condiment. You can use the oil and the cloves. I'd love to hear if you do decide to make this, how it turns out for you and what you decide to use it in. I meant to add that you can use this also for like flatbread and pizza topping, and for stir fries. So lots of good uses, lots of beautiful flavor. Do it, let me know how it turns out. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'll see you soon.